All right, what's up, people? Welcome back to the Canadian Gooner channel. I'm Taylor, your host. I'm not the only Canadian Gooner, but I am the one behind the Canadian Gooner channel. So today I'm gonna give you my predicted lineups for tonight's massive tie against Bayern. It's exciting. We're gonna win. And maybe just a quick preview and a couple of thoughts that come to me as we go along here. So let's start with the predicted lineup. So I heard on the Arsenal Vision podcast, I love those guys, all of them, Paul, Clyde, Elliot, etc. Paul was very adamant that the lineup that started against Brighton is the exact same lineup that's going to start against Bayern. And he was very adamant, and I completely disagree with him. I completely disagree with him. I think he said the lineup for Brighton basically was fully with not just one eye towards Bayern, but two eyes towards Bayern. I disagree. I think Arteta set that lineup out against Brighton for Brighton specifically. It was for that match. I had nothing to do with Bayern. Just adjusting the camera here, guys. Please bear with me. And this is a completely different tie, completely different animal, completely different match. It's at home. It's against Bayern, one of the giants of Europe, one of the giants of this competition. They may not be in a good run of form, but look at their lineup. That is full. It is chock with immense quality. Look no further than they've got the best striker in the world, in my opinion, better than Erling Haaland. Harry Kane, just more versatile. Maybe, there's a cat. Hey, kitty. Just outside my window there. Maybe as good of a finisher as Haaland. I think he's actually better. I shouldn't say maybe as good of better hold up play. Better, more of a playmaker. Just overall the best striker in the world, in my opinion. And it's going to be a challenge for Saliba and Gabriel. I see people saying Gabriel and Declan Rice are going to be the ones to shut him down. And I get that, because Gabriel is typically the one who kind of follows his man into the midfield. If there's a striker that drops deep, Gabriel will be the one to be more aggressive and Saliba will hang back. But I have a feeling that Bayern knows that, and Bayern will actually put Kane on Saliba's side more often than not and pull him out of position, maybe into a position he's less comfortable with, and Gabriel will be the one who's forced to drop back and cover. Now, the good thing is I think he can do that. I think they can both do that job. And if I'm Arteta, I'm already planning for that as well. And I'm not Arteta. I'm not as tactically astute as Arteta. Nowhere near, like maybe 2%. But my guess is he's already got plans for that. He's got plans for all the scenarios. And again, watching him in the press conference yesterday, he's just confident. He's calm. He's confident. There's no worry there. And I am too. I'm confident as well. You know, we should beat Bayern. We are the better team. And I'm going to predict that we are going to beat them over the two legs. I predicted we're going to beat them tonight as well. And I predict a 3-0. I predict a 3-0 tonight. That's my final scoreline. Goals: Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus. Those are the goal scorers. And Jesus will be actually a goal off the bench because he's not in my starting 11. So on to that. My starting 11 looks like this: David Raya in goal, Ben White right back, Mr. Consistent, Benny Blanco. I think he's going to have a big role to play tonight. William Saliba, Gabriel, of course, the center backs. Left back, I'm going Tomiyasu. There was a doubt that Leroy Sané might not play for Bayern, but apparently he was in training yesterday. All the injury doubts for Bayern were in training yesterday. By the way, Arsenal had the full squad, our entire squad in training yesterday. When was the last time we could say that around this time of the season? So full kudos to the players, to the coaching staff, and especially to the medical staff and the physios and all those great people that are getting these players in shape and in fitness at the most important time of the season for the first time since I can remember, since I've been an Arsenal fan. So Tommy at left back is who I'm going with, because Tommy's a right footer and Sané likes to cut in. He plays to his strengths. Sané's going to cut in a lot. That means Tamiyasu gets to open up to a strong side a lot, tackle with his right leg instead of his left. I think he's fine with his left as well, but it's a little bit stronger. And I really don't think we're going to start Zinchenko. He's just much too weak to be playing against someone like Sane, who's one of the best wingers in the world. And midfield, I'm feeling it's going to be Jorginho and Rice. I worry a little bit about Jorginho after the game against Brighton, where he played another 90 minutes and maybe looked to tire a little bit at the end. But he's an efficient player. He's a smart player. We are at home, so I think there's going to be a little bit less, maybe more control is what I'm looking to say here, and a little bit less chaos, and that plays into Jorginho's hands. And I do think maybe Partey will come on with a half hour or so to go. If we need a little bit of extra defensive solidity, or we're looking to score another goal or two. Declan Rice, of course, what an engine, right? What an engine that man has got. And he did look a little knackered at the end of last match, but he's looked knackered at the end of matches before, and then he just shows up 3 days later and does it all over again. So. Full trust in that midfield. We got Odegaard, of course, ahead of them, who similar to Rice, just runs all day, every game, just runs into the ground. And then you think, man, at what point does he need to rest? Shows up next game and does the exact same thing. So at this point, I don't question that anymore. And as Arteta said, like, these players, if you want to be in these competitions, if you want to be a big team, you need to be able to play every 3 days. And that's what we're learning right now. And we've been learning. And also on the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka, again, clearly nursing an injury, right? He made comments the other day about, as long as I have 2 legs, I'm going to be on the pitch and giving it my all. So that to me tells me that he's dealing with something. But who isn't at this point? Most players are. Gabriel Jesus yesterday in his press conference said he can't remember the last time he played football without pain. And he feels pain in his knee often when he plays right now. So this is what it is to be a professional athlete, especially on a world-class team like Arsenal, a team that's playing big matches. Right now, a team that's playing big matches every 3-4 days. It is what it is. And Bayern has a bunch of players, I'm sure, that are feeling the same way, or all of them. If you're not carrying some kind of knock at this point, maybe it's not all injury. But if you're not carrying some kind of knock at this point, well, you're either you haven't been playing, or you're superhuman. So maybe there is a couple superhumans out there. I don't know. Seems like Declan Rice might be one of those in Odegaard. Okay, up top, Havertz as well. Actually, Havertz might be one of those guys as well. Runs himself to the ground every game and just shows up the next game and does it all over again. The creator of chaos, and I think. He's definitely going to give whichever center back pairing Bayern puts out there, which I feel like is their biggest weakness, and the one area we can really, really take advantage of them is their center backs. No matter who they play, they've got 4 center backs now, 3 who are supposed to be good, and 1 is Eric Dyer. So not supposed to be good. Eric Dyer, I know they have Eric Dyer. Who haven't been informed this season. And I feel like someone like Havertz, who just makes run after run after run, creates chaos, runs down every loose ball, is going to be difficult for them to handle. And on the left-hand side, this is where Paul and I, again, disagree. Paul thinks Gabi Jesus is going to start. I think it's time we're going to unleash Martinelli. We've been slowly working him back in, building up his fitness. And I think Mikel goes, Gabi, for 60 to 70 minutes, you just go all out 110%. You chase down every loose ball. You make runs in behind. You hassle and haggle their players. And then when he's tired, we'll bring on Gabi Jesus, who will do the exact same thing. So Bayern's backline is in for a long match, my friends. So again, my score prediction, 3-0 to the good guys. I'm confident, calm, just like Arteta. We're now writing new history. And whatever happened in the past is in the past. So the past doesn't exist. It already happens and only exists in memory. So he understands that. The players aren't bringing those memories to the present moment. The present moment is always here to be made anew, and the future is yet to be created. So 3-0 to the Arsenal this leg, and I think away. And then I think on the away leg, we tie either 0-0 or 1-1. So very, very confident about this, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, please subscribe. And I'll catch you either after the match today with the immediate post-match reaction, or maybe I'll just chill and do it tomorrow. We'll see what the energy's saying here. So much love, guys. See you in the next one.